We thought today would be an easy 3-hour drive, but it turned into an 8-hour detour across the desert. Today's plan was supposed to be a relaxing drive from Pahrump, Nevada to Virgin, Utah. Just 210 miles, about 3.5 hours on the road. The planned route was NV 162, I-15, then UT9. Simple enough, right? Well, it didn't turn out that way. A sudden road closure on I-15 forced us onto a narrow detour along US 93, adding nearly 200 unexpected miles to our journey. By the time we finally reached the hotel, the clock read 8 p.m. What was meant to be a short drive turned into an 8-hour marathon. It felt like I had signed up for a half marathon, only to be thrown into a full one. Fortunately, our hotel's stay made up for the long day. We checked into a brand new Fairfield by Marriott, just 20 minutes from Zion National Park. The room was bright, clean, and open to views of greenery and distant mountains. At $260 per night, taxes and breakfast included, it was worth every penny. Definitely a place you can copy-paste into your own itinerary. Speaking of hotels, last night's Holiday Inn in Pahrump was also a solid choice. Though not as new, it was well maintained, clean, and comfortable. At $160 per night with taxes and breakfast, it offered excellent value. For safety and consistency, I always prefer well-managed chain hotels. I used to book through third-party platforms like Expedia, but after hearing too many horror stories of people arriving only to find their reservation didn't exist. Yep, you showed up, but your room didn't. I switched to booking directly through official hotel apps like IHG, Marriott, Bonvoy, Hilton, and Hyatt. Honestly, it's more reliable. Let me share how I usually book hotels. First, I plan out my next day's drive. Then I look for hotels 60 to 100 miles along the way. After that, I compare the reviews and try to figure out when the hotel was built or last renovated. Most of the official apps don't show that info, so I'll Google the hotel name. It helps avoid those really old and worn-out places. Along the way, we also ran into a few surprises that turned into little highlights of the trip. Last night, we were craving Chinese food and found a buffet in Pahrump for $18 per person, tax included. That price wouldn't even get you a bowl of noodles in California, so we weren't expecting much. But the food turned out to be surprisingly good. Lots of variety, and it actually tasted great. This morning, we slept in, then headed to the most popular American diner in town. Even at 10 a.m., people were still lining up outside. The breakfast portions were huge: an omelet, a giant hash brown, unlimited coffee refills, and a soft little dinner roll. All that for just $12. Compared to California prices, it felt like half off. That small difference really made me feel closer to this small town. And here's something else. On some stretches of the drive, it felt like we were moving between two worlds. One minute you're in a green valley full of water, the next you're in a dry, empty desert. It's not just about the scenery, it felt like time travel too. Like you're leaving the modern world behind and heading into something more raw and wild. At one point, we drove over 380 miles, and for half of it, we barely saw any cars going the same direction, just a few cars coming the other way. It felt like that phrase, "No one before me, no one after me." Even our phone signal was doing its own kind of time travel. One moment it's full bars, The next it's showing SOS. We used to think only national parks had no signal, but turns out even small towns can be dead zones, especially in the car. So here's a really important tip. Download offline maps before you leave. And if you can, turn on Starlink service for your phone. I used T-Mobile and signed up online before the trip. It's free for now. Over the last few days, Starlink kicked in a few times when we were totally out of signal. Anyway, the moonlight tonight is beautiful. Tomorrow, it's time to start our adventure in Utah. Thank you for watching. I am Zidan Dalma, Tashi Delik. See you on the road.